Hello, Keith here with Math, Fun, and Games. Today we're playing MBT by GMT Games. We're doing scenario 3 with all basic and advanced rules and the optional rules below. We are on turn 6B. Turn 6B is actually an extra turn. When I played, we last left, we were entering the movement phase of turn 6, and when I came back to it, which is this right here, I started all over again. So this is kind of like a bonus term. It's basically like a bonus fire phase. So here we go. Great. Okay, so I'm checking some ranges. So this is just a check to see if I lose spot. And neither of those tanks lost spot. Now I'm placing commands. NATO has 5 units and 3 commands, so let's have 12 commands. Placing the obvious fire commands, the overwatch commands. Now what's interesting here is I gave a couple units a short halt. So this unit that I'm moving right here, right? See that right there? That unit has a short halt because I want them to fire quickly. And now I see that I have the defenders, NATO defenders overwhelmed. So now I'm going to start moving forward with some of my units. I'm giving a bunch of units move commands to. Now it's time to start moving forward. There's the initiative roll. Now here we have our usual indirect fire phase. Here's the response roll. I need 6 or greater. I got 7. So we are going to have indirect fire there. So it's going to be GPO 3, GP defense 1. Armor target type is a -20 die roll modifier, and unit quality modifier is 1. So the net die roll modifier, no, the unit quality is +5. So that's a beat. So before, if you're doing the 2-hit table, if you're using armor piercing or anti-tank gun missiles, your modifiers modify the 2-hit chances by shifting the row used up or down. This right here is a straight up die roll modifier. There's no 2-hit die rolls for GPO or GPD. There's just a effectiveness die roll to see what happens. And you have modifiers to that. So it's -20 to that die roll for armor target type, indirect fire gets armor target type, and unit quality for veterans quality 5. And 51 and 78, we need 51 or greater for suppression, 78 or greater for effective fire. I roll a 33, and that has no effect. No effect. And the Soviet don't have any indirect fire. Defensive fire, NATO goes first. Range of 14. And range of 14. I'm just checking some ranges here. All right. So right here, I only have 2 tanks left, I believe. Let's take a look. Yep, there's a brew up there, and in this hex there was a brew up. So both of these shots will be affected by brew up smoke. So this is a medium range shot but you notice that it's a brew up -2, so it'll be a row shift of -2, and so there's no net row shift, so the 2 hit number is 50, and that's a miss. And this is a second shot, is a miss. So I had 2 misses then. Now the Soviets fire. And the reason the Soviets, normally you go back and forth, the reason the Soviets are firing is that NATO doesn't have any more units to fire. And they're checking their range. There's 1 shot. So they're going to have 3 units in that hex firing hex. And they're all going to be at that unit, that hex you see right there. That's going to be a front side aspect. And you need a 9 to roll a 9 or less. No, that should be 9 or less to avoid the low ammo penalty. And it does. All right, there's my correction. So I'm rolling for all 3 of them. So all 3 of them have ammo, have that type of kinetic energy ammo. First shot. So it's going to be medium range, button up -2, cover modifier -1, no laser sights because it's a brew up hex. It's a front side target aspect. I'll have 3 shots to roll a 35. Miss, miss, and the third one hit. 1 hit. Base 86, penetration modifier. Now you notice I roll 2 dice here. So I get 6 into 2. So the penetration modifier is +7, so the penetration's 93. Location damage. I did roll a D 100, so that's going to be a hull side hit. And that actually should have been a track hit. Doesn't matter because it's the same thing. Let's go back. Because you look at the die and the way this is read, right? So this is 0 and then 9. 0, 9, and 0 is a 10, and that's always a track hit. But the way he did it was a hull side hit. I made a mistake. So let's just say it was a hull side hit. So the penetration was 93. The hull side of those tanks is 47. And then you have the second roll of the 2, which would indicate the type of hit and its hull damage. Now I got to check for bailout, and the crew bails out. So all right, so here's my next. Those 2 units are firing. Now, they're going to be firing from a short halt. I need 9 or less to use the kinetic energy rather than the anti-tank guided missiles. 1 has it, 1 doesn't. So the second tank is going to have a -3 to hit. That's not a die row modifier. That's a row modifier. It's a -3 row shift. So that's going to be SB -2. Stabilization -2. So this vehicle does have some type of stabilization. So you can have stabilization 1 is the best, 2 next best, 3, and then no stabilization or 0 stabilization. If you have 0 stabilization, it's -4 row modifier. And then 1, 2, or 3, it's 1, 2, or 3 row modifiers. Okay, so it's short range, penetration's 97. I just have that penetration there just to remind me. A brew up into a brew up hex -2, a cover modifier -1. So it's going to be a short range with a 3 row shift down. The 2 hits 49, and the first one is a hits. Now I check the penetration modifier. The penetration modifier was 10, So base 97 plus 10 is the penetration's 107. Now we have to check location damage. Now that's a 9 and a 10. Front side aspect, it's a hull side shot, and that brews up. And since I already had a brew up marker over there, I just delete the marker. Now that's it for fire. The Soviet is going to move. Now you notice after I did the fire right here, right? I flipped that over from, I'm going to just flip this and show you. So initially starts in the fire, and after you fire, you flip it to the move side. Now it can only move half its movement factors because so you notice the tanks are moving now. So I'm starting to move my units forward. Okay, and I'm starting to advance because there isn't much defense left. Okay, and that's it. And so I had these two tanks move from, did this basically, did this, they came over here and they go right there. And over here, what did they do? I believe they came from over here somewhere. They come from here. I think they might have come from this hex. Yes, they came from, so these two came from this hex to right there. So now you see this, there aren't any tanks defending that town. So the Soviets are starting to move forward. All those move commands over there, which, so now I'm checking spotting. Let's go forward. And I'm not really firing at a target. Just correcting the board here. I want to move my Soviet headquarters tank out, and it's in woods, so it has to roll for a bog check. If it fails the bog, then that just ends this movement phase, and it can try to move again next turn. So in the woods, if you roll on a die in 100, if you roll a 1 through 20, you bog, but this particular vehicle has a +5 die roll modifier because it's a very powerful engine, I guess. So I rolled to see if it bogs. 31, it did bog. No bog, so now I can move. So I just moved downhill and into these woods right there. So that's a headquarters tank starting to move forward now. Now here's the NATO move. I still have this Bradley moving up to the combat area from way down south. For some reason I had, well, the idea was I had the infantry, that recon section, move out of the woods. My idea was to take that recon section and move it into the town. Probably not the best idea. Probably would have been better if they stayed full cover, but let's move forward. And that's it for movement phase. Now we do suppression recovery. Now this unit right here is suppressed. So because it's suppression on, it just gets flipped over. See if there's anybody else who's suppressed. No. Here I'm just cleaning the board. Okay, that's it for really all I did was give an extra fire phase there. So for 60 I need extra fire phase and then the normal movement phase. That's all. Thank you very much for your patience, and you have a great day. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, yada yada.